You have just tapped into the Christian Life Coach Collective, and I'm your host, Laura Malone. I'm here to equip and encourage coaches in skills, business, personal life, and faith. I believe you're already 100% worthy and capable, and you're called for such a time as this. So let's get you walking it out with courage and confidence so you can be an amazing coach who sees transformation and great results in both your life and the lives around you. Let's get started. I don't know about you, but I've really been loving this series of myth busting. And today I want to talk to you about niche work and how niching down is one of those things that coaches really believe. I think at the beginning, more so, that if they narrow down the kind of people, the type of problems, the solutions they offer to a smaller group of people, they believe they're really limiting their opportunities and able to help fewer people, not more. So that really seems logical. If you market yourself as available to everybody, then you think you're going to get more clients, right? But the reality is that trying to serve everyone often means serving no one effectively. So a broad, more general coaching message gets lost in the noise because it doesn't really resonate with any one particular audience. So let's talk about how choosing a niche really just equals defining your specialty as a coach. It's a specific area or a problem that you solve in your coaching, and it's what you do and who you serve at a broad level. So you think of it kind of like the category or the field of coaching that you are focused on. Some examples could be career coaching, where you help professionals navigate career growth or transitions, maybe leadership coaching, maybe you help executives or entrepreneurs or moms become better leaders right where they are. There's health and wellness coaching, and you can support clients in fitness, nutrition, like um, their mindset around a healthy lifestyle, things like that. There's relationship coaching of all kinds, helping people improve their marriages, their communication, their friendships, their dating, etc. Um, Mindset coaching, huge. It's like a fantastic niche, right? But that's just helping clients overcome their limiting beliefs and trade their lies in for truth and deal with like their self-confidence issues, things like that. That's all that is really just dialing in. As a coach, what do I guide people into? What kind of results do I help them create? What kind of growth do I help them attain? So it's different than defining an ideal client, which we're going to talk about in the next episode. But instead, your niche is like the industry you work in. So it gives you clarity on what you specialize in. So that makes you, well, it just makes it easier to position yourself as like a go-to for people who want that kind of growth and to attain those results specifically, right? One of the biggest reasons coaches resist niching down is basically just fear, scarcity. It feels safer to stay broad scope. And they think, well, what if I exclude potential clients? Everybody needs to hear what I have to say. Everybody needs this kind of guidance. What if I choose the wrong niche? But the truth is, specialization is really the key to attracting more of the right clients, the ones who really need and value what you offer. As the coach that you are, the way that you coach, and the kinds of results you are capable of helping them get. Here's the truth. You and I are not capable of coaching everyone effectively. There are a lot of people who I am not the right coach for. There's a lot of people who don't need the kind of coaching I offer. They don't want my personality and the way I show up as a coach. They are not interested in what comes out of me in content and during a session. I'm the wrong person for them. There's a lot of coaches out there that are wrong coaches for me. There's a lot of clients that are the wrong clients for me. All of that is okay. Nothing is wrong with that. It's not a great fit. So having a niche actually helps you message and clarify for people what a good fit really looks like when it comes to you, your coaching, and your business. And this is okay. It's actually a good thing to know that. So when somebody's looking for help, they don't go searching for a generalist. They're looking for a specialist who understands their specific needs. I've seen it play out with new coaches who try to kind of market themselves, or at least think of themselves as a life coach for anyone who needs help. There's like, I can help anybody. I just shouldn't be working with everybody. You and your skills and your coaching probably could help anybody to some degree, but in the long run, it doesn't make them the right person to work with you. So you can struggle to get traction because your messaging around like my life coaching is for anybody who needs help, that it's a little too vague. So then clients, potentially those clients, aren't going to know if they're the right fit for you. And you're going to get lost among all of the other general life coaches out there. There's a lot of options. It is not a saturated market. I don't care what anybody tells you, but there are a lot of people out there who are not dialing in a niche and speaking specifically to specific kind of like results and growth. When a coach defines a clear niche, whether it's helping somebody who's changing a career, supporting somebody as they step into leadership, or guiding a new mom through these transitions she's going to experience in life, you will suddenly stand out. Like people will see you as the go-to expert in that space, making it easier to attract the right clients who actually need what you offer. Like you are literally listening to this episode and have gotten this far because I've dialed in who I work with so that it helps me use language that you would be interested in, so that my show notes and my podcast titles and my blog content and all of that speaks to you and the problems that you want to solve and the results that you want to get. So over the years, I've gone from general life coaching in the beginning to coaching women and life coaches specifically. And then I've dialed that even further in by coaching women who want to be great leaders in their personal lives and in the world around them, as well as coaching life coaches in business and mindset. Because in my business, I have two divisions at this point in time. I have Called to Coach, where I work with life coaches of all kinds in business and their mindset. And then I work in the other division is Called to Rise. And that's where I speak to women about leadership and faith and identity, purpose, and belonging. And well, I'll just throw that out there right now that I'm starting a new podcast. I'll have a second one called Story Makers, and it is specifically for women who want to grow in their identity and know who they really are, what they're really made to do, where they fit, and how to lead themselves well, all from a foundation of faith in God. So you can look for that, and it'll be out everywhere. And I would say that as I've dialed that in over the course of a decade, knowing that I always wanted to work with women, but also having this loving, like this love and desire to help coaches who were like the woman that I used to be. I want to do this. I want to help people. I think I could be a great coach. You know, I don't know how to do this, but I want to try. Um, it's all kind of interconnected, but it's all started simply because I just started doing something. And then I started figuring it out through my very long season of experimenting because I didn't have any guidance, right? But now you're here because I've dialed all of that messaging and language in. I used to coach anyone and everyone in order just to get experience and to learn who do I really love working with and to develop my own coaching methods. That's where I, did so much work in developing mindset work and taking captive our thoughts. And then the Lord gave me the pearl practice. It's just like all of that came because I started somewhere. So I went to try to find the areas that I was really passionate about that I would do anything in order to help other people in those areas. And I didn't know what I was passionate about in the beginning. I had to just start coaching anybody and everybody I could find. But started paying attention once I realized that niching down and dialing in my content, my coaching methods, and my coaching offers was really valuable. I started paying more attention to what I was passionate about, the kind of results I was helping clients get, and the kind of clients that were looking for me and seeking me out. So all of that made it more sustainable for me because well, honestly, I'm just more consistent when I'm passionate about something, when I'm interested in it. So I wake up wanting to show up. And the areas I don't care that much about, I can still coach clients, I can still help people, but I don't have the same drive or desire to create content around that, create courses and resources like I've done with the Greenhouse Life Coach Certification course or the Called to Coach business course. I love supporting coaches in their calling. So I was greatly willing to sacrifice and build things that took a ton of energy and time because I was really passionate about them. I created answers to questions I personally used to have. I created solutions for problems I used to struggle with. But I only know all of it now because I began in the first place. Like some of my clients have kept themselves from starting altogether just because they don't know what their perfect niche is or their perfect client avatar. But the reason you don't know is because you're not working with anybody. You don't go out and actually get clients. And I don't care if they're paid or free, strangers, best friends, just start speaking to people, start doing video calls, start learning, start getting in front of people. You need the human element in front of you. Start helping and serving people. Just start and do it today. So, as I have shared through my example, starting as a general life coach is not a bad thing. It can actually be a really great way to gain experience and build confidence and discover who you're truly passionate about serving, develop your methodology, your offers. A lot of successful coaches begin with more of a broad approach to things, and then working with different types of clients over time, patterns just simply emerge, right? They show up, they rise, certain things rise to the surface. So you'll start to notice the kinds of problems that you enjoy solving most and the clients that you naturally connect with and where you make the biggest impact. So if you're in the early stages of your coaching business, just give yourself permission to experiment and work with a variety of clients, refine your skills as you go through it, and take note of what feels the most fulfilling. What kind of feedback do you get? Like who says what about your coaching? And let that stuff give you insight into the path that you forge and pioneer going forward. And then as you gain clarity, start dialing in your niche to attract the ideal clients more consistently so you can build your business, so you can do it full time. And another major myth buster for you is that a niche is not a coaching method. It's a marketing strategy that helps you dial in the results you help clients get and the type of growth you're able to help guide them towards and the way that you approach your business. You can use any coaching method you want. You can be certified anywhere by anyone and still niche down to become the go to in your area so that people know you are the right coach for them. They are the right client for you, and the results you guide them towards are actually the ones they truly want. So, a great way to begin defining your niche is by identifying maybe 3 different types of clients that you'd like to work with. Just think about them and what are their biggest pain points and what kind of transformation do they need? What kind of results do they want to create? What kind of growth are they longing for? And then when you tailor your message to speak directly to those needs, you'll become the obvious choice for those right people. You don't have to niche down overnight, but you should always be paying attention to where your work feels the most meaningful to you, the most interesting. It really does make a difference because if you're interested and passionate in it, if you feel a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction when you coach, you're going to do more things to get those same clients that you can work with because you're going to love showing up for it. The way I laid out my courses is the greenhouse first, so you can become a Sterling and Stone life coach and learn how to use the Pearl practice in your coaching methodology. It also teaches you how to start your coaching business really simply and very cheaply. It's my simple starter strategy. So you can actually get going with your focus on the right things to move the needle. Then, after you've done general life coaching, using the Pearl practice, developing your own coaching style, you take the niche clarity course. It's a much shorter course and it helps you identify your personal passions and callings so you can figure out who are the people that need what you carry naturally. What's already within you? How do you stir that up and put it into a framework of a coaching offer? And because you have to do a lot of coaching sessions to become a Sterling and Casone coach, you've already done some work in coaching. You know more about your how you coach and who you want to coach. And then with the knowledge you have about your niche at to any degree, you can dive into the Call to Coach course where you learn the Sokoka system and how to grow your business and get it out there in the world so you can get clients. The reason for all of these courses that I built stems from the fact that I had no process to follow or model to show me how to start and grow my business all the way through. So when I began coaching, there were not any resources to be found that I could find that were faith based, approachable, and affordable for my stage of life. And not just courses like that, but like I need something to not just to tell me how to coach, but how to become a business owner and actually build a business that could pay me so that I could do more coaching, not less. And a lot of times our passion is identified in the areas where we've found our own, like a lack of something in our own lives or a deficit. And then we figure out how to like fulfill that or overcome it. And then that causes us to be interested in investing in others because we know how it feels to not have that thing. So we think, you know, you can just sit back and say, how have I overcome something? What have I figured out? How have I created results that I could help develop a coaching offer or a methodology or something that I can help other people attain? Another powerful example of why niching works is like the medical field. So if you have a heart problem, do you want to see a general practitioner or a cardiologist? Like the answer is obvious, and the same applies to coaching. Clients want to work with somebody who really understands their struggles and can offer like tailored guidance. So the more specific your niche, the more credibility and trust you build in that space, and the more dialed in you get on your content, which becomes a marketing tool to help people find you so that you do have clients. And that's one of the biggest problems all my clients struggle with is I don't know how to get clients. And that is part of becoming a business owner. Having a niche and identifying an ideal client is part of being a business owner. More than it's about being a coach, it's about having a business and starting your coaching business, growing it, and actually really cultivating all of the processes that make up the system of your business so that people can find you, so that you have clients, so you can do what you're called to do as a coach. So you can also think about this. I think I like to put it in the terms of a restaurant. You could either be a diner and you serve anybody and everybody, and you have like 2,000 ingredients in the kitchen and a 10-page menu, and you serve all the disgruntled, like late night crowds that you're serving. Or you can be a steakhouse and everybody knows you're the go to place for the best steak, the best truffle fries with garlic aioli, and a rockin' like Caesar salad, or at least a delicious house salad with homemade ranch. Like a steakhouse whose reservations are always full, whose guests are always happy, and whose great reputation is widely known. Which one do you want to be? So instead of fearing specialization, I encourage you to embrace it. If not now, use your time in general life coaching to start paying attention to the future. And then when you clarify your niche, you actually create a ripple effect of helping the right people in a bigger way and making a longer lasting impact in your area of what becomes your expertise. You don't have to start out as an expert, you grow into an expert because you decide what you're going to focus on. So less really is more when it comes to coaching success, and you can start general if you need to. I just encourage you not to stay there. Keep refining and learning. And then when the time is right, just confidently step into the space where you are able to do what's, really your best work. My challenge to you is to take some time to reflect on areas that you really like working in. 3 types of people that you would love to work with, and their biggest pain points. And this is different than the ideal client. Like I said, we're going to talk about that in the next episode. But I want you to think about what does what do these people struggle with? What kind of results do they want to get? And how do they want to grow? What are they looking to move into? What kind of transformation are they looking for? What problems do they feel like need solving and questions they feel like need answers? And when you have that clarity, think about how you could actually start speaking directly to them in your marketing, your messaging, or even just like in front of them face to face. And then that'd be awesome. Like if you want to go into Facebook or Instagram, the links are in the show notes, and share your thoughts with me or tell somebody else in your life, like, I really want to help people in this area do this thing. Because I would really love to hear what you discover through this work. And also, don't forget that you can go to sterlingandstonementoring.com and click on the blog and read a lot of my podcast episodes. I have been transcribing them and putting them in blog post format so that you can kind of go back and actually see what I'm sharing with you in a little bit of a different format. You can read it through, study it a little bit more. Everything that I've just said in this podcast is going to be laid out in a very easily readable format over there on the blog post. So in the show notes, you'll also have a link to that blog post so you can immediately go right now to the show notes and click on read this in the life coach blog. So check that out. And I'd love to work with you if you are wanting to dial this in. Book a session. Always here for you, friend. So I pray that you have clarity, you develop a strategy, and you begin to understand the truth about how your focus actually serves you and your people best, as opposed to just looking at the forest and being like, I can help every tree grow. Find a specific type of tree and learn what that kind of tree needs for its best plan of growth. And it will go well for you. All right. Talk to you in the next episode. Thanks for listening. For more coaching resources and to learn how to work with me, head to sterlingandstonementoring.com or click the link in the show notes. Remember, walk boldly in your calling, and I'll talk to you next time.